Returning to Math Lesson 8, let's take a look at question number 4. A skateboard is on sale with a 25% discount. So when we see the word discount, that's going to be subtract, minus. There's going to be some kind of discount, decrease in the original price. The original price was $120. How much is the sale price? So how much do we pay after subtracting 25% discount here on sale? Well, before we go in and directly try to solve the problem, let's talk about this right here. Very important in the world of business to understand percentages. They're used all the time because it's an easy way to understand when something changes. And in the world of math and science and business, we're always interested in something called change. And I don't mean change like money in your pocket. I mean how something changes. Either a discount or how things might change over time. For example, if you're a farmer and you're growing alfalfa or wheat, you might want to know if your farm is producing more or less using the same amount of land. Maybe you change something like the amount of fertilizer, or you're farming some different procedures, methods. You want to know how it changed. And the reason why we want to know about change is because when things change and we know about it, it allows us to make decisions. And making good decisions is extremely important in any type of business, and it's also important in your own life. For example, if you're going to work somewhere and they make a statement and say, we're going to reduce your income by 25%, is that a lot of money? Well, if you don't understand percentages, you might not know. And if you do know, you might put up a bit of an argument, because I'm going to tell you right now, 25% is a lot. So let's learn about percentage here. Let's do it this way. Because this is 25%, this is a nice easy one to try to understand the concept. And so let's start by talking first about 1/4. And as you know, that is a fraction. And we learned in a previous video that a fraction is just division that has yet to be completed. So 1/4. Now we'll save some time here. If you have your calculator or your phone, if you take the number 1 and divide it by 4, you will see that it's going to equal 0.25. You don't have to put this 0, but it just makes it a little easier for us to see. Don't have this decimal just kind of sitting out there by itself. So this is the decimal value. They are the same value. Now we've completed that division. 1/4 is the same as 0.25. This is called a fraction. This is called a decimal. What if we take it one step further and this thing here called percent? What the heck does percent mean? Percent means per 100 or per whole amount. But we like this 100 here. 2 zeros. I'll show you why. Multiply that 0.25 times 100. We're going to essentially convert that decimal to a percentage. 0.25 times 100 is going to have the effect of moving this decimal place 2 places because of this 100, 2 zeros here. And so then we end up with the number 25, or the value 25, but 25 is not the same as 0.25. In order to make it an equivalent value, we use the word percent and use this symbol. So to summarize, the fraction 1/4 is the exact same value as the decimal value 0.25. 0.25 is the same exact value as 25%. As long as we follow the rules. We could also say that 1/4 is the same value as 25%. See, but when you go to the store, you never see anything advertised that says, hey, we've got it on sale for 0.25 off. Sometimes you might see something like a discount 1/4 maybe. Mostly though, it's always going to be percentages. You might see something's pretty common because most people can understand half off. That's an easy one. Quarter off, maybe. 13/15 off? No. But you might see things like a discount of 33 1/3%. You might see something like that. That's possible. A little awkward, but it does happen. Well, let's take a look at the problem here. See if we can go through and do this now. So what we need to do is calculate the amount of the discount and then subtract it. So it's a two-step process here. So we're going to take $120, get to practice that multiplication that we talked about in the previous video, times. Now, we can't multiply this times 25 because 25 and 25% are not the same thing. But what we can do is convert this 25% back to a decimal. And the way we do that is that if we see 25% here, we would just simply take and move that decimal place back 2 places. And then we end up back here, 0.25. So 25% is the same. And so the first thing I always do mentally here is go, okay, that's 0.25. I'm going to move that decimal place 2 places to the left so that I can do this traditional long multiplication, and it will be accurate, not times 25. That would be a much different number. So here we go. 5, we're going to take this 5 here, multiply it times all of these values up here. 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 2, 10. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Now to the 2. 2 times the 0, and we fall right underneath it here. 0. 2 times 2, I'm multiplying these right here. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Now we need to get the sum. 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 4, 10. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Now we have to put a decimal place in here somewhere. And so what we do is we come back up here and we have this 0.25. And so how many decimal places are in the entire problem? Just 2. 1 right here, the 0.25. So then we count over 2 of those decimal places. And we can rewrite that then as $30. That is the amount of the discount. 25% of $120 is $30. This is the amount of the discount. So how much is the sale price then? Well, it's going to be that $120 minus 30. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 3, we need to borrow a 1. We'll borrow it here and make that 0. 12 minus 3 is 9. And therefore, the price, the new price, $90. Let's see if we have a choice. Yep, there it is right there. So, $90. And that is going to conclude this video for Math Lesson 8, question number 4. We've learned about converting a fraction to a decimal, and then converting that decimal to a percentage, and then going back by moving the decimal place back, and we can get to a decimal value. We could also take that decimal value and convert it back into a fraction. And the way we would do that is that it would be 25 divided by 100. And the equivalent fraction of that is, how many times will 25 go into 25? 1 time. How many times will 25 go into 100? 4 times. So there you go, 1/4. And once again, give me an email if you have any questions or concerns about using percentages, multiplication, division, and subtraction.